Hello.
From
Did you like that
prior.
intro? What's going on?
Hello.
Hey, moron, man. Watch your mouth. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to
Sorry.
77. Hashtag 77 of these. You're 77, man.
I
Hi,
feel it
every.
some days.
What's that?
I feel it some days.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Hello. Evening. Hello. Oh, you already commented in the comments yourself.
I'm,
Man, you're
I'm, I'm ahead of it, buddy. I'm on it.
you're
I'm
a
on it.
multitasking animal.
I know what I'm doing.
All right. We're doing this for about an hour. You got a question? Put it up there. I might or might not answer it. That's it. Other than that, I'm gonna hang out with my friend Luke. All right.
I very likely will answer it.
I'm not
I got
gonna.
nothing to hide.
I'm not looking at it. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and hang out, getting a toothpick. That's what I'm doing.
You'll rock the toothpick, eh? What flavor are your toothpicks?
They don't make that many, unfortunately. I did try one lemon flavored toothpick once. Not once. I have
Ooh,
some. Um,
fancy.
They're really
Citron.
good. They're better than mint because mint can be a little intense, but these are minty. So
I'm pretty sure in England I can get toothpicks in wood flavor, and that's about it. I
wood
don't think
flavor
we.
is good. Wood flavor is good, man. You got some. Uh, I mean, what depends on the kind of wood, also obviously, but you get
Yeah.
some nice gumbo limbo. Mm, mm.
Who is Luke? Who is Luke? That's a very existential question. That's quite a big one to shoot out the gate with.
You wanna tackle that?
Um,
Who are you, Luke?
who am I? I'm a friend of Z's. You can find me
That's not
on
what they're asking. That's
Instagram
not what they're asking. Who
under
are you? Who are you inside?
well, like I said, I didn't think this was going to go so existential straight out of the gate. Um, I've known Z for a few years. When Z comes over to the UK with the rest of the Dice Tower crew, they come and stay with me. So we've been hanging out for a few years on and off. And yeah, that's about it.
Sure.
Another. Who is Luke? Who is Luke? Is the pizza good there, Luke? It's it's the UK. It's distinctly average, as is almost all of our interpretations of other nations' food. You know.
Even your own food, dare I say. I'm sorry, buddy. I know you cook. I know that's your thing. I would be remiss to not mention that your food, by and large, is sans flavor.
Oh, that's not fair. It might be sans color, it might be sans nutrition, but it's not sans flavor.
I'm
You know, we
not a
like we
I'm
like
not
our
a
food to
massive
have a
fan.
healthy
Yeah.
healthy coloring of beige with a smattering of green, probably from some peas, which might be mushy or not. Mhm. Um,
Yeah. Oh,
what is
I was
what is
watching Mr. Huddersfield himself and Mr.
Dan?
Delicio. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Dan and Mike were on here last night. Uh, and I just get it. I like listening to those two talk because they
Oh,
bring out in each other, they bring out this sort of roundabout way of talking about nothing for an hour,
that's so
and
true.
it's
Yeah,
kind of hypnotic. It kind of like
it
lulls
is.
you into a sense of safety. You know what I mean? Like if I ever needed to like creep up on a cobra, I might play it some sporadically
Sporadically
bored.
bored.
Yeah, I love
So
them. I
true.
love it. It's there's
Yeah,
something about it.
it's like the listening version of people watching. You could
Yes,
just let it wash over you, and you're just like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at him.
that's
It's
exactly
exactly that.
it.
You just
You
listen
might
to
pass
it and
out
you
for a
just
little
enjoy it.
bit on a bench. You wake
Yeah,
up, people are still there, just different people, but it's just, sort of the same
you
lull.
didn't miss anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, you didn't miss anything.
you're
It's still
right.
good. Easily one of the few podcasts I still like because I'm not commuting because I'm at home under lockdown and stuff. I'm not listening to that many podcasts, but Sporadically Bored is one I listen to instantly. Just I'll do a job that requires me to want to listen to something at the same time, and I'll make sure it's sporadically bored. If and when they ever release one, which is very rare nowadays.
I had a blast being on it with them. I was very happy that they asked me to be on.
Fun.
So
yeah, yours is a very good episode.
I wonder if maybe
Your
they didn't ask me.
of
Maybe
wet bread.
Yeah, I don't know if they did ask me. Maybe I insinuated myself onto the podcast. That could have been it. Which I try not to. Force myself onto other people's shows as a regular kind of thing, but I like those guys so much, and I just wanted to hang out with them for an hour and a half or two. That's pretty much it. So I had a good time. All right.
Let's see. I don't have any carpet moths, Sebastian. No.
Yeah, he had that.
That's a Dan problem.
That's a Dan issue, yeah. All right.
I'm looking forward to hearing about it, ranting on the next podcast, whenever it is.
They were talking about it last night. All right, Kabuki Kid has one of these questions that I guess is... why are we doing this, folks? We're still really doing this? Questions?
Is this the book one?
Yeah, the book one. We're still... All right. I just figured we could just sit around and talk, but no, people got to ask questions.
I don't know. What is it? The last book I read outside of a rule book?
Rule books count, man. Rule books count. Otherwise, I don't know how to read.
I suppose I read books with my son.
The last rule book I read was this right here.
Oh, bit of Arkham Horror. I was only thinking about cracking that out the other day.
Yeah, I just reviewed this.
Reichbusters is the last rule book I read. So.
Which one?
Reichbusters, but we'll not talk about that.
What are you saying? What I think you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying what you think I'm saying.
Got it. Okay.
I'm
right.
trying to be honest as much as I wanted to avoid saying it.
No, go for it. That's great. All right. What else have we got going on here in these this chat?
If you were a tree, what tree would you be?
Done.
Well,
Sold.
okay,
That's going up. Done. If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? Oh no! Now I gotta go Google trees. So,
you actually gonna start Googling trees?
Yeah, I'm just putting it in tree.
I'm not sure necessarily a specific breed of tree, but I'd like to be a tree that you look at and you go, you could build a good tree house in that tree. That kind of tree.
And I want to be the kind of tree that you look at and go, I want to build a good tree house out of that tree. That's me. Cut me down and plane me and build a nice structure out of it.
You just want to be turned into good quality lumber. Is that it?
Yeah, basically. Just, they used to call me Z 2x4 Garcia, so... I don't know what's a good tree. I already said a tree today. Gumbo Limbo. Really?
There you go. Yeah.
Two trees in the same Q&A.
You want to be a tree that makes good flavoursome toothpicks. There you go.
Ooh, what is that?
There you go.
This is made out
of. What wood is
toothpicks
made out of?
Birch wood.
There you go. Birch. You want to be a birch tree.
Ooh. That sounds nice. All right, let's see. The next one is also quite brilliant. What was the last time you did a cartwheel? Folks, everybody came ready tonight with after last night. See, these guys, they primed the pump for this weirdness. And then tonight we get some of the leftover weird questions.
Right. Can you remember the last time you did a cartwheel?
I can't tell you the day. Like, I'm not like, yeah, it was March, 1999. No, I don't know.
Like, have you got like even a rough idea? Because I know I was young. I've
done
young.
Cartwheels as a grown.
And I'm not sure I've ever been able to... I don't think I've ever been able to do a cartwheel properly. Not to anyone that anyone would ever turn around and say, "Huh, didn't think you'd be able to do as good a cartwheel as that."
Maybe high
I think if
school.
I didn't
Gosh.
break, yeah, I reckon I would have been probably not even a teenager the last time I even attempted it.
No, I've definitely. It's after that for me. Maybe college. Probably
Oh, those
college. I
college
mean, I was
cartwheel
active. I was
days.
active in college. I was taking movement classes and dance classes and all that. I could
Oh,
do a
exactly.
cartwheel in
You
college.
were
So
doing the whole "I'm a tree."
I was doing that. I
There you go.
once spent a semester
What?
doing a one man show on. It was called "What a Birch." Oh,
Do you have a game that you love? Do you have a game you love that you feel is underrated? Loads of games. Loads of
where is
games
that?
that I love.
Where is that?
Kabuki Kid, as
Oh,
always.
that is
Kabuki Kid
so. I
just
know.
firing out
I
questions.
know. Do you have a game that you love or love and it feels underrated? Yeah, yeah, I do. Does you want to know what it
I'll
is?
go as I just. Oh, we're going to be like that, are we? We're going to be difficult tonight, Z. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know. For one thing, I don't know what is underrated and not underrated. What am I basing that on? You know what I mean? But something I never see played that I love and just seems to not get a lot of attention. Tons. The biggest is probably the others. I think because I've
Yeah.
seen that game
Well,
on
you know,
sale for years, dude.
with
It's
with
been
with each other on that. Yeah.
it's just been on. It's that game is always on sale somewhere, getting dumped
It,
somewhere.
it fell
So
flat so badly. Yeah.
yeah,
It's so unjustified. You know, I think it's not an underrated game. It's a massively misunderstood game. People expect it to be something that it's not when they go into it. It's actually quite a clever puzzle. You know,
yeah, I guess.
it's like all about being efficient, and it's not just a dice chucking monsters versus heroes game that it looks like it's going to be. There's actually so much more there. You know, that's
Right.
what I love about it. I'd say Blood Bowl Team Manager. I think that's a game that got massively. I mean, it got expanded plenty, but that's when Fantasy Flight expanded everything all the
They
time.
expand that
But
a
I think,
lot. How many expansions came
yeah, I
out?
mean, they gave it. I want to say two at least, um, which is not bad. Two reasonable size expansions for the amount of stuff in them.
Yeah.
It's a great game. Absolutely love it. I think it's just real fun. Um, Quite strategic little card game. I just always really enjoyed it. Love the artwork in it. It's just really good fun.
Nice. Yeah, that's one I played one time. Did not like it, and I kind of, I kind of wish I could try it again. I think I'd like to see if my thoughts on it hold true still. Um, are you talented at making balloon animals? I'm not putting this up. That's a quick yes or no question.
No, no, I'm not.
No,
I'm not a big fan of balloons in general.
me neither.
I don't
My
like. I don't like
sister.
that noise. The noise when you get
Oh, like the
stretched and
squeak. Oh,
yeah, that
sure.
noise. I don't like that. I don't like the thought of them about to burst all the time. I'm not scared of balloons, but I'm wary of them.
My sister is scared of balloons, like terrified of
Is
balloons.
she? Yeah,
For
I've
that, like
I've
that
known some
exact thing,
people who
that
are terrified.
moment of it's like the tension of it might explode. Nothing to
Yeah.
me. That's stupid to say. I was gonna say nothing is as suspenseful. That's dumb. Um, but like if you're ever at a party, and this has happened plenty, but it definitely does make me go like when like you're at a party and there's a balloon that gets away
Yeah.
from somewhere or somebody,
Yeah.
and you see it like land on the grass, and it goes boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, and you're like, "Ugh, this
Been
is the
waiting.
one. This is the next. The next boop is gonna be the one." And nothing, right?
The next boop.
It never. Sometimes it doesn't go at all. Sometimes it's like that. No, everything's fine. And then bam, I don't know what it is. Balloons are jerks. I don't want to come back as a balloon. I'd rather be a tree than a
I
balloon.
don't think you should take it out on the balloons. It's not really their fault. We
It
we
is their
put them where they
fault.
are.
It's like, hey, balloon, don't pop.
I think you're being quite discriminating to the balloons. I think it's
Do
unnecessary.
you really
Unnecessary
want
attack.
to pop me? All right, let's
Uh,
see. Luke, what is your favorite theme in games? And this person is lovingly assuming mine is Cthulhu. I don't know why.
Oh,
But
nice. Because it's not. It would be probably post-apocalyptic for you, probably, wouldn't it?
yeah, but that theme is not
If
not a
if
lot of.
any, you know.
It is post-apocalyptic, yeah, but it's not really a theme that I think board games do well necessarily
No,
for the
no, I
most
agree.
part. But that is my favorite. So, what is your favorite theme?
Uh, uh, Probably Star Wars. Maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah. If I'm speaking of a very specific theme, I mean sci-fi in general, probably. But if I want to be a bit more specific, I'd probably go, yeah, Star Wars. Nothing
Nice.
else is particularly jumping out at me.
I was watching. I've never seen it, but I was watching a piece of the Dune movie the other day. The one with
Oh yeah.
the David Lynch one.
Mm.
I saw
I don't think
Pete.
I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I saw a piece of it. I've never seen it before. I read the book ages ago, which was I thought terribly boring. But I figured I would watch the movie. I was up late. I couldn't go to sleep, and I put it on. Saw a piece of it. It's neat enough, but the special effects are very 80s, and
Yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah.
that stuff is interesting to see. Uh, all right.
Who's
This,
Vic 7000?
I don't know. I'm
They
not
clearly
there.
know me. I just can't think who that is.
You'd be
I'm up
surprised. People don't
early.
necessarily know you, buddy. I mean, welcome to my world. It's like, hey, Z!
No, no, no. I mean, no, but they know my son's name. That's what I
And they
mean.
might just be stalkers, Luke. Batten down the hatches, baby. Get ready to be... You've been on this Q&A with me twice now. That's basically like signing a legal waiver that says, yes, you may look in my windows. Be aware of that.
Oh,
You've...
that's who you were. I wondered who that was. I thought it was just a postman doing a night run. Um, no, I'm not up early. I'm up late because I haven't been to bed. I didn't get up early for this. I will go to bed afterwards. Um, Elliot is still very much enjoying gaming. Yeah, we what are we sort of into at the moment? He really likes Valley of the Vikings. Actually, one of the games he really enjoyed when we played it was Chronicles of Crime.
yeah,
He really likes crime dramas and stuff.
that's cool.
And like he always says he wants to be like an investigator or a detective or something like that. And so we tried it with him, and he loved it. He thought it was great fun. Whoever said why am I looking up my the where I'm looking at the chat is on a raised monitor from where I am. That's why.
All right, let's see. So what it did ask, which was a question from last night, I think it was Coralu who asked if you have yogurt that has the fruit at the bottom,
Ah,
do you stir it or do you eat the yogurt then the fruit at the bottom?
what planet is Mike Delisio on?
I agree.
What planet? You stir it.
You stir it.
Stir it.
Stir
This
it
is
up.
not- you don't wade
Oh,
through a load of
my
awful
darling.
yogurt just to get to the probably distinctly average fruit compote at the bottom.
No,
You
it's good.
mix it up to turn the yogurt into something worth eating. I'm not a big yogurt fan, to be fair.
Me neither. But it's two
If
mediocre
anything, what I'll
halves.
actually do
And when you mix them,
is
they're
tip the
just
yogurt
barely
out.
above mediocre. I think it's wonderful. It's a wonderful
Yeah.
combination. See, what I like to get is Go-Gurt with chunks in it. And then you really don't have to stir it. In fact, the only way for him to eat it, and in order to separate it, would be to grab one end of the Go-Gurt and just spin it. So that the fruit and the yogurt
The
separate. Like
Google mixing.
That's right.
To get separating.
That's right. And then he can do it his way, which is wrong. I agree. You mix it.
Oh,
Of course you mix it.
Madness. Madness.
It's very strange. All right, let's see if I can catch up some ridiculosity here. Let's see. Saw one question about what was it?
Oh, it's
The
Vic. Hi,
Office.
Vic. I didn't think about that.
It's The
Vic,
Office or
Vic 7000.
who's
You know Vic.
Vic? My the Vic we know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good
It's
to
him.
see you, buddy. So let's see. The Office or Parks and Rec? I like Parks and Rec better. I don't know.
If it's British Office, I prefer British Office over Parks and Rec. If it's American Office, I prefer Parks and Rec over American Office, but that's pretty close. I like both.
Okay.
Parks and Rec is a slightly better caliber of humor, though. I think.
This is a good one. Have you paid for any first run movies streaming while on lockdown? Now that they're sometimes streaming a movie directly, like or letting you basically rent it directly and skipping the movie theater.
No, I don't think I have. No,
Not a big Trolls fan.
no. That, to be fair, that was one I think we did consider it because Elliot loves that movie. The soundtrack was in the car for so long. Oh no, take away the memories.
Have you ever ridden in a hot air balloon?
No, I'm terrified of heights, and I've always wondered if riding in a hot air balloon is a little bit like when you're scared of heights and you fly, where it's not the same thing. I think hot air balloon, you're close enough to the ground where I am terrified of how.
You're also in a basket, brother. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the same, okay? If you're in a plane, you're I call it a space van. Especially when I get nervous and it gets a little rocky. I just hang on to the seat and I'm like, it's just a big van. That's all it is. Just like a big van going through the sky. It's fine. It's, there's bumps in the road. If there's bumps in the road, you're going to feel it. It's all right, Z. Stop squeezing this woman's hand. But a hot air balloon is just a slowly rising open basket, right? Unless I'm thinking of like old timey air balloons. That's what an air balloon is like now, right? They don't have
They're not that
windshields
different.
now or anything. Yeah.
There has not been I don't think there's been massive advancements in the hot air balloon world.
Well,
I think
Tesla's
the
been
concept
busy.
It's stayed pretty much where it is. They could go a bit higher and they can go for a bit longer, but the general concept is pretty much the same.
Elon Musk is busy trying to get to space first. Then, hot air balloons. Yeah. There's Roy talking about the spice must flow. Yeah, man. I love Stephen King.
There you go. There's an interesting question. Is there a game that plays to your sense of humor?
No, I don't think those things are really that compatible.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I don't know what they mean. Like, that plays to my sense of humor?
Like, as in, the way I interpret it is brings your sense of humor out of you. That's the way I interpret it.
Oh.
Not that necessarily makes you laugh. Not a game that makes you laugh, but a game that brings out the funny side of you. For me,
sure.
I would say like Sheriff of Nottingham. Playing it up and
sure.
That's I would say that brings out the funny side of me. Kind of any sort of social deduction game a little bit, I would say.
I think for me,
Don't Mess with Cthulhu and things like that, like
right.
Secret Hitler. They bring that side of me out.
I think for me it might be Cosmic Encounter, the one that does that the most.
Yeah.
I can role play the alien. I can be silly about the alien and stuff. That's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Nick is asking.
Ricky Kid, that's which Star Wars game is best?
Go ahead.
Which Star Wars game is best is Star Wars Rebellion. Karen.
And I'm going to say Arkham Horror LCG. And then Star Wars game is the best. I don't know. I'm not a big Star Wars.
I was going to say
as an IP. Like I like Star Wars movies just fine. I just don't necessarily like that IP in board games. I guess I can answer which one I'm most interested in trying. I want to try an Outer Rim one. I haven't played that.
Yeah, that's the one that just doesn't interest me.
It does not.
I'm not a big fan of pick up and deliver. I don't like pick up and deliver, so Just it all just looks a bit long and dull. Doesn't look like anything happens. Just looks boring.
You just fly somewhere, you grab a Wookiee, and fly somewhere else and drop off that Wookiee. Nothing wrong with that. Love Wookiees, man. Kashyyyk is my summer destination. Do you like boba tea drinks?
Is that like those bubble tea? Is that? No. The idea of these, no, because they like burst, don't they? These bubbles.
Depends. If they're tapioca, they're chewy. It's like having a really soupy tapioca pudding. But I do like them. I don't like the tapioca ones very much, but the bursting bubbles, yeah, baby, yeah, delicious. I just got a craving.
Oof, no.
All right, let's see. What is the best British TV show that Americans likely don't know about? And then prepare to be corrected. Obviously, people will be like, "We do know about that, you ignorant Englishmen." They won't say that. They'll be nice about it.
Father Ted. Ted's probably one.
Father Ted is great stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Father Ted's a great. I don't think that probably would have translated across, or wouldn't have been deemed to be very well translated. As ish.
I actually don't know what Father Ted is. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not wearing a Jawa shirt. I'm wearing an Asterix and Obelix shirt.
Let me see.
Father,
what is it?
I do have a Jawa shirt. Father Ted. It's about these Irish Catholic priests who live on this little rocky island in Ireland called Craggy Island, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this looks fun.
You'd like a lot of Father Ted, I reckon.
Yeah.
I know the Red Dwarf is one I was saying, but I think that was reasonably well known in America.
It is.
With your poor attempt when you tried to copy it.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, I probably was wearing the Jawa shirt last time. I do have more than one shirt.
The Bloody Inn is a good pick for games that make people that like kind of bring out the humor. The Bloody Inn does do that for me. It's very morbid,
right?
But like also, Edward Gorey kind of morbid. So. Is that his name? Gorey? Yeah.
I'm not sure. Keeping Up Appearances. Wow. Okay, Keeping Up Appearances is very much a product of its time. Early 90s family time sitcom kind of thing. It did have some funny stuff about it. I don't know if it probably stand up that well today. Yeah. It's one of those ones where a lot of jokes repeated over and over and over and over and over again,
Okay. Nick here is asking, Luke, can you pull off a convincing American accent?
No. Probably, but I'm not going to do it now. None of this dance monkey dance, thanks. No.
Agreed. Also, FYI, there's somebody outside your window. Just so you know.
There you go. That's Number One has just reminded me of one. The Peep Show was, I don't know if Peep Show would have been over to America. Absolutely amazing comedy. It's about two very ordinary guys. One guy who's in the classic 9 to 5 rat race of life.
Okay.
He's a neurotic. They live in the same apartment, a flat together. Neurotic mess. Works for an insurance company. Just the dullest of dull sort of kind of jobs. And then his flatmate. He just aspires to be everything. He wants to be an actor and a DJ, and he's just one of these people who just waltzes through life, just winging it every second of the way. So yeah, Peep Show,
Mark
hilarious.
Mark says Peep Show's big here, but we're talking about a TV show from Britain. That's which was big in the UK.
Hmm.
It's a joke.
Where are we?
Do you like any war games? I don't think you're a
Oh,
big
with
war
this.
gamer, do you?
Well, I like games with conflict in them, whether they would be technically termed a war game.
Oh,
Like,
okay. You're not gonna say whether something's a war game or not. You mean?
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, do you mean do I like lots of things produced by GMT? Is that kind of what you mean? Uh, yes, I probably would if I played them, but I'm also very shallow, and a really dull map with a load of square coloured chits on it don't do it for me. The logic of the game I'd enjoy very much, but no, I mean I like games that like when some people would describe a war game, they're talking about games that are like area control with a lot of conflict, like Blood Rage or Kemet and stuff like that. I
Sure.
like those sort of games.
Those are not war games, though. You know that, right?
No, I know they're not. Yes, I know they're not, but they are depicting war and conflict. There you
You
go.
thin
Am
ice,
I?
Luke. Thin ice.
I think Kabuki Kids chilled enough. I think to allow the bending of the interpretation.
I think
I want to
you
hope.
haven't been around enough. Kabuki Kid is just sometimes
Bitten
not
by a
not a very
werewolf?
flexible moderator.
Okay, okay. Bitten by a werewolf or bitten by a vampire? What happens when you get bitten by a werewolf? Do you then become a
Die. I
werewolf?
think you murdered,
That's
right?
yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. I didn't
I
think
guess
it
they
passed
mean no,
on, did it?
maybe not. Maybe you are like. I guess they mean you want to be a werewolf or you want to be a vampire. I don't think they mean necessarily the bite itself, right? I mean, I guess if that's the question, a vampire would be a human biting me, or humanoid. A werewolf is like a massive dog biting me. I'll take the vampire bite. But if you're asking me which one I'd rather be, that's also vampire.
I think I'd lean towards werewolf.
We're sworn enemies. Oh man.
I'll be Kate Beckinsale in our reenactment. Okay.
No, I'm the vampire, man. What's up?
Oh
No,
yeah, she's the vampire. All right, well,
you get to be that
you get
really
to put
big
on the
guy
black.
with a super deep voice. I love that dude. He's like,
I could
they
I
were
could pull that off.
they were watching us. It's like, whoa, that dude. His voice when he was
So
very
gonna
little,
watch
his voice fell
so
down
gonna
a
watch
well,
Underworld stuff.
and he never recovered it. So now he talks like this.
Somebody said something about Raccoon Tycoon. I'm a big fan of Raccoon Tycoon. Love it.
Nosferatu. All right, let's see. Somebody. So Corlu said, scroll back up. There's a bunch of questions you missed. All right, let's go. Let's go do that.
What we got? What we got?
Which Tiny Epic game is the best, or are you looking forward to or which one's the best, or you're looking forward to the most? Okay, well, which one's
Heroes of
the
Land, Air, and
best?
Sea. Heroes of
Tiny.
Land, Air, and Sea. That's the best one.
It's not a Tiny
Yeah,
Epic.
well, it's the only one from Gamelin I've played. So
Come on,
I'm not on
man.
board with this old Tiny Epic nonsense.
What?
Make it proper.
Proper big. Is that a thing?
Yeah, proper big, proper
Big.
job, proper. Somebody asked if there was any Asterix and Obelix board games. Sadly, no. Well, there's like a few like things you can get like there's a card game set that you can play a bunch of different card games with, but essentially no, there isn't.
It's like
And
mass market games,
travesty.
right? Yeah, I agree. That is one theme.
Yeah, vaguely.
I would love, I'm telling you, I would love if somebody came out with an Asterix and Obelix
Oh,
board
I
game
would
that was
love that.
properly
Love.
themed. That would be amazing. I would be all over that because I love
I'm not
that stuff.
I'm not even sure what sort of game I want it to be. I don't know. Like, do you want it to be like a co-op where you're all playing like one of you's Asterix, one of you's Obelix, one of you's like Get a Fix,
Yes.
one of you's like and then like the Romans are like a board, a game controlled thing.
Yes. Yes.
And you've got to go
100%.
like
So
complete
pandemic.
objectives and stuff like that.
I basically want
Yeah,
pandemic. The
pandemic
goals.
tricks.
The goals.
Pandemic.
Stand tall. That kind of thing.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah, I could get on
awesome. I
board with
would
that.
love that. Yeah. Yeah. Who would you want to
Yeah, the
be?
cool little chunky Obelix.
Oh man. Okay, fine. I'll be Dogmatic.
Obelix is just
I'll be the dog.
dogmatic. It's good, sure. I didn't know you were an Asterix and Obelix guy.
Yeah, I know. I saw some of it as a little kid. We got some of it in Cuba when I was growing up. But very little that wasn't Cuban
Oh, cool.
or Russian cartoons in Cuba when I was growing up. It was mostly from there. Russian cartoons, by the way, at least in the 80s. Rough.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a kid. So even as a kid, I already was looking at these like,
You're like, wow.
man, these are very
trying to-
communist. These cartoons are very communist.
There's a waft of communism amongst these.
Cuban cartoons were pretty good, but then we had very few that were from other places, and we had some Asterix and Obelix as a little kid. So yeah, no, I that's one of the few things as a kid that I remember being able to watch on TV and really loving.
Is Asterix for the chat for the people in the chat? Is Asterix and Obelix popular in America? Is it very well known?
No, as far as I know, no.
No, I didn't imagine it would be. But like I know Tintin is well known enough in
Yes.
America.
Yeah,
That
much
comes
more
from the
so.
same, the French comic book world. But the French comic book world is awesome. I wish more of it got translated into English because there's some really really good. I love going into French comic book shops just to look at all the different stuff because some of them just absolutely amazing artwork.
What's your favorite breakfast food? One Pip Wonder is planning tomorrow's breakfast. Hi, John. John, good to see you. I like messing with her. Favorite breakfast food? What do you got, man?
Bacon sandwich if I had to ever have a choice.
You made us some bacon sandwiches while we were there, didn't you? They were delicious. You know what you're doing. You know what you're good. You're good, you.
You're good, you.
You're good.
You.
Hey,
You.
you're good.
You're good. Oh, you're making me trying to do an American accent. Stop it.
You're
I said
good,
I
you.
wouldn't do it.
Huh? Yeah. Come on, talk like one of us. You can do it. Come on, you're good, you. I think for me it is scrambled eggs. I like making scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I like scrambled eggs. I tell you what, there's one of my favorite breakfasts is a breakfast I make now for me and my son, but my dad always used to make me. I'd still would if I asked him to. Essentially, a slice of just fresh buttered bread, and then you get some ham and a fried egg on the top of it. It's a very, very simple breakfast, but it's just something from my childhood kind of thing.
Sure. Right.
That's just a really nice breakfast.
Okay, that's an interesting question, Nick. To both of us, would you rather be a standee in an awesome board game or a plastic mini in a horrible board game? I don't really I don't think I should answer this.
Miniatures, but I know the answer. I would rather be a nicely drawn standee in a good game than a mini in a crap game.
Right.
Yeah.
And I already I will refrain from I plead the fifth. I will not answer
surely
this.
yours is the same answer, isn't it? Oh well, actually, yeah. You're already a mini in a crap game.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm a mini in a mediocre game. Much better second edition. The Mr. E is asking Z, is there anything as scary as a palmetto bug in Cuba? Yes, we call it
I haven't
hunger.
needed to look up about it. I should laugh at that, but
You are. You're a terrible person.
yeah, I am. My wife tells me.
All right, let's see. Da 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 da. What is your greatest fear? No, we're not doing that. You crazy?
Well, if you just go for general ones, heights,
Yeah, sure.
just everyday
I
ones.
do.
you
I
know.
don't.
I've
I'm
got.
definitely. I don't like
I'm
heights for
married
sure. But
with children, so I've got significantly worse fears than heights. But everyday ones, heights.
all right. Let's see.
Right. Davis Bailey, white gravy in England is not a thing. There is gravy, which is a dark meat-based sauce.
Mm.
A white gravy.
How can you say that without your mouth watering? Mm.
To be fair, I didn't. I exactly what I did do.
A meat-based liquid. Mm. It's basically meat runoff. We call it.
Yeah, drip. Well, actually, we call it dripping. Yeah, dripping goes into gravy. Doesn't sound quite so appealing like that, but
No.
yeah, we don't have many white sauces. There are a few like liquor and parsley sauce, but not like your white gravy. That doesn't exist in England. Thank goodness.
See, I knew it. Kabuki Kid is saying, I feed off your nightmares. Feed me. I'm putting that up on the screen, you monster. All right, what were you going to say? I cut you off there.
Somebody said, what game is Z's minion? Z is in Rum and Bones.
That's right.
So, it's a quite cool miniature, to be fair.
Yeah, I have one somewhere. Yeah.
Is it painted?
Someone did paint one for me. You want to see that one? I have one. I have two. I have one sealed and I have one painted. You want to see the painted?
If you've got it to hand.
Yeah. It happened to be right there. So it's this. And somebody painted it for me. I don't paint. And there. That's it right there. See? That's me.
It's very cool. It's a cool mini. And that's really quite accurate. If you were a pirate, that's probably about right.
No, I'm feeling it. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that is correct. And I don't know what you mean by if I was a pirate.
I thought you'd put those days behind you.
Pirating comes in many forms.
I thought you got a hole.
I'm just saying.
You had a hole in the boat. Oh, I didn't think you meant the knockoff CD business was still going.
Yeah. Yeah, people say, DVDs are gone. DVDs are not gone, my friend.
Not in your market.
We're talking so much garbage.
What is your favorite English dessert?
Let me see. Let me think here.
For me,
pigs in a blanket. Is that a no? Frog in a toad in a hole.
That's
no,
not
like
dessert.
cow in a well. What's the
Cow
one?
in a well.
You know the one I mean.
You think it's toad in the hole? Is that what you're
Yeah, frog in a hole. Yeah.
Frog in a bucket.
That's good.
That's not a dessert, Z. And
It's
you
not?
well know it's not a dessert because I made it for you.
That's wet bread. Isn't that the one that basically has wet bread in it?
It's Yorkshire pudding, which is, I wouldn't say it was wet bread.
Yeah, it's
bread. A batter.
It's bread-ish, and it's certainly
bread-ish. There's
wet.
no bread involved.
Okay, well, it's bread-like substance that is certainly moist.
You like pancakes with syrup, right?
Yeah, but I consume them before they become moist. You see what I mean?
Wow, so you catch the syrup as you drop in it.
I have to eat
Like some
pancakes
sort of
with two hands. I have
a
to be like
weird,
basically pouring with one.
starving Jedi. It's just like before you can even blink.
It's basically like a Jean-Claude Van Damme training montage where I have to like grab a fish out of a pond, before it moves. That's basically how I eat pancakes. As soon as any syrup hits it, what?
My hand is not even wet.
That's correct. Yeah. Oh, geez. No, I don't know. What is my favorite British dessert? I don't think I had very.
My creme brulee,
Is
which
that
is
British?
British. Yeah, technically it was actually made in England, and it was burnt cream, and it was made in custard before it was ever made in France. But if I'm not going to be all splitting hairs over that sort of thing, sticky toffee pudding, a good one, because you can get a lot of bad ones.
Gosh, I don't remember having a
But yeah,
lot of desserts while I was there. I don't
I'm not
recall,
I'm
but
not
I don't.
much of a dessert person.
Yeah, I like creme brulee. So if you're taking credit for that one as a country, then absolutely, that's good stuff.
Sure, all of France would like to disagree with me, but
You guys
you're
came up with
wrong. Yeah.
tiramisu, also, right? That's one of yours.
Not that I'm aware of. I'll let Italy keep that. Is it Italy? It is Italy, isn't it?
Now you're
I just
worried,
say
ain't you? Now you're
yeah,
concerned.
I'm pretty confident it is Italy.
Oh man. All right, let's see what we got going on. What is the best British band?
Oh, best British band. Wow. Huh. Mumford and Sons for me at the moment. I think, yeah, they are British.
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could easily say
Uh,
the Beatles, but
or I tell you, there's a band I really love actually in England. Most people wouldn't know them. They're called Hayseed Dixie, but they're really fun. They're really good.
yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. That isn't ancient, so certainly nothing recent that
I
I
was going to
would
say
know.
Spice
Like,
Girls.
yeah, right. I
Yeah, I
would.
mean, I could go back. I could go back like Def Leppard, and
I also might
there's
not
lots of stuff
know
I could
their.
go
Like, I
back.
might be listening to music that's modern, that's recent, and I might not know the band is British. Also,
Yeah, yeah.
that's a nice question. What is your favorite place you have ever visited?
You go Z first.
Oh, for me, I think I was asked that already. I said Iceland.
Oh yeah, that was you were
That's
lucky for that one.
gorgeous.
For me, probably when I was traveling, it'd either be in the Australian outback, going up through sort of central Australia through the outback, like Coober Pedy and Alice Springs and stuff. That was really awesome.
Wow.
And then there's a place called Sibodas in Indonesia where me and my friends were taken in by this very nice guy, put us up for a few days because he wanted to practice his English, showed us around his area. I got to sort of see a bit of what Indonesian life was like, and that was
Right.
beautiful.
That's
And
awesome.
then there's a place in France called Segura Le Chateau, which is my home away from home. So yeah.
Oh, I still got to do that with you.
What?
I said I still got to do that with you.
Oh yeah, you can come over any time.
I know, but brother, I got 3 syllables for you. COVID 19.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like what
COVID
you try.
19.
No.
There we go. I can't do it.
No.
So, now that would be wonderful. I know you mentioned it when I was there last time, and I was like, yes,
Any.
please. That sounds gorgeous. But, yeah, man. Let's see. Kabuki Kid says Led Zeppelin is the proper answer to that question, by the way. Of the
Yeah,
greatest
I can
places you've ever visited.
believe that. Yeah. Yeah. I loved
All
those
right, let's
walking in
see.
their turn.
Have any games ever made you angry? Which games? And then there's another question. Okay, let's do the angry one. Here we go.
Okay.
Have any games ever made you angry? Angry?
Recently, 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 yes. Nemesis made me nearly flip my own table to throw my computer out the window.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. That was some of the semi-co-op aspect of Nemesis that did that,
Okay,
but also
okay.
some of the people I was playing with. So it wasn't all Nemesis's fault.
Oh, I
Uh,
recall this now. Okay, that's right. That's right.
I might have had a game of Blood Rage that again wasn't Blood Rage's fault, but I was very angry. Um, but a game specifically where it was just the game.
I have an answer. I'll go ahead while you think about it. My answer that I can clearly remember the game upsetting me was The Lord of the Rings, the card game. That's the living card game, okay? That game is just mean, man. I mean, I guess the Arkham game is very mean as well, based on it largely. But at least when I lose in that game, I'm like, I got whooped. Let me read the story of what happened to my miserable character. In Lord of the Rings, it's just like, oh, you built a deck for fighting? Well, guess what? This story's all about exploration. Oh, okay. Shoot, I better build a deck for exploration. Then you play that. You may be able to squeak out a win if you like cheat a little bit at the end. And then you go to the next one, they're like, oh, you got a deck for exploration? Well, this adventure's all about fighting. It's like, it's just, game's just mean, man. It's extremely punishing. I wish, it's like it reminds me of that, like those Dark Souls kind of video games. It's just, give me levels, give me the ability to ease up. What do you got? Anything you
A
came
game
up
that makes
with?
me a game. Yeah, there's two games that made me legitimately angry for the game themselves. Talisman.
Okay.
I had lots of nostalgic memories of Talisman, and when I started to get back into board gaming quite a few years ago, I thought, oh, I'm going to get Talisman. Oh, just what a waste of time. And it's such a waste of time that it does make me legitimately angry. The other one that made me maybe angry is a bit much, but I went on a board gaming weekend away with lots of very awesome people. Dan Hughes being one of them. That is one that he sets up. That Mike came over, in fact, to England for. And the first game I played of the weekend was on the Underground. Ugh, what?
Really?
Just that every time you had to have somebody go, no, he doesn't go this way. He'll go this way because 1, 2, 3, 4. Just every time it was just count it. It's just, infuriating. Not, it didn't make me angry. It was just,
It tries your
I was hoping
patience.
it was
Yeah.
going to be a good game, and I thought it was going to be a good game. And it looks lovely, and I like the idea of it. I like the concept of the game. I thought, oh yeah, that sounds fun. And then it just had this speed bump that you hit every turn, and it's just like, oh,
Right.
yeah, that got dull quick. And it was the first game of the weekend. I was like, oh, don't start me off like this. You know?
Yeah, the question was a two-parter about what games make you laugh, but we kind of covered that a bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you,
So,
a game that probably actually made me laugh for itself. Again, not the people at the table. Time Stories probably made me genuinely laugh out loud a few times.
really?
Yeah, just because some of the things that happen in it, and the I would say, when you've gone back and when we've completed it and we've gone back and looked at it, gone, what actually would have happened if we'd gone down that route? And I've seen it, and that's generally,
Yeah,
like
okay.
the dude. Actually, no, I'm not going to spoilers there. No. That generally has made me laugh.
Kabuki Kid is on fire tonight with, I don't know
What
what's going
Kabuki Kid
on. Like
does.
one of her, yeah, but her question here, this is the exchange, okay? Kabuki Kid asks, have you ever had any close calls? Almost died at any point? Then Coraloo says, too dark, Kabuki Kid. And then immediately Kabuki Kid responds, ha! I hunger.
Wow. Whew.
I'm a little
Wow.
concerned.
I had a very high opinion of Kabuki Kid up until now. My opinion of Kabuki Kid hasn't necessarily soured. It's just taken a very odd turn. I've never seen this side of Kabuki Kid. Who
I've
has kidnapped Kabuki Kid and stolen her YouTube account password?
I still think Kabuki Kid is not a single person. I think it's a conglomerate of people.
Oh, it's like
They
We Are
are
Legion.
they are legion. Oh
You
wow,
know,
you stole the
we
words
are
out of
Kabuki,
my mouth. Yeah, they are
we
legion.
are Kabuki Kid,
That's right.
for we are many, for we are moderators.
Oh my goodness. All right, that's a good one from One Pip Wonder. What is your favorite holiday?
Oh, like public holiday or whatever.
Yes, I know you guys call a
National
vacation a
holiday.
holiday, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't even really use the word vacation. We don't have as many as you guys do. Probably Christmas. You know. Yeah. Yeah. It's probably got to be Christmas. Um, yeah. There really isn't. There really aren't. We don't have like uh that many. We have days where it's like a national holiday, but they're called bank holidays and they're just arbitrary days. There's not, you know, there's not any. There's only a few that we do anything specific,
Right.
like like fireworks or whatever or something like that, or
I know you guys have some
and that.
holiday that is like two things back to back, and both of them they're close enough, and they do fireworks on both. Matthew Jude was talking about it. He's one of yours, right? You claim him as British.
Yeah, we'll take him if nobody else wants him. But,
Okay,
yeah.
good. We don't want him. No.
Somebody's got to take him under their wing. You know.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. We have 5th of November is Guy Fawkes Night.
That's it. That's what it was.
So
That one, and then some
fireworks.
other thing around it.
And then obviously that's coming off the back of Halloween, which some people, because they can get fireworks because it's leading up to the 5th of November. So and I think there is another thing though, because I think I remember hearing Matthew mention that. And I
You
think
heard the same
there's
thing I
another
heard.
thing
Yeah.
that people do fireworks for. Yeah, but I wasn't even. It was news to me when he said it.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
can't even remember what it was.
I guess for me it's Halloween. Maybe I don't really celebrate many holidays. I mean, there are like the important ones, but I wouldn't say I celebrate those. I commemorate them, but as far as important holiday, or I mean, just like sort of fun or sentimental, not sentimental. Like holidays that you would be like, yeah, this holiday, I'm all about it. It's what, Christmas
Yeah.
and Halloween, right? I mean, I guess Valentine's Day, maybe. All the other ones are like, for us anyway, just important dates to remember. Many of them are. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't get necessarily psyched about those, but they do remind you of something important. All right. There we go. Kabuki Kid is like, I see the problem here. You got this thing switched to evil. Evil mode off. Good. All right. Let's see what is going on out there.
Any favorite TV show currently watching? You watching anything good?
I saw Space Force on Netflix. I watched all of that.
Yeah, I just watched all of that. Yeah.
That was pretty good. I liked it.
I enjoyed it. I think it's getting worse. I think the criticism has been a bit harsh to it.
I agree.
It wasn't as good as I hoped, but there's some bits in it that are legitimately very, very funny.
Yeah.
And the John Malkovich Steve Carell relationship is hilarious throughout.
Yeah, I agree. I think it started off a little weak, maybe. Like the first episode is a little uneven.
Yeah,
It's good. It's
and
good. I'd recommend people watch
I
it.
would say it does that throughout the series. There's lots of bits where you're just like, okay, it's taking a bit of a slightly odd turn,
Yeah,
but the consistency, there's some consistently funny things throughout all of it.
I agree, and there's a few zingers in there that kind of come
Yeah.
out of nowhere, and it got me anyway. They kind of came out of nowhere, and I was like, "Ooh," that
Yeah.
made me laugh. No, I liked it. I thought it was a good show. I would recommend it.
I thought John Malkovich especially was
John Malkovich
hilarious.
is that dude is hilarious.
He nails everything. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a character. He is even just being John Malkovich. Basically, he is amazing. But I thought they were both great in it as leads, and they work well together.
Yeah.
All right. I did try, or not try, but I did watch the first episode of what's the one on Apple TV Plus, The Amazing Stories? Is that right?
I haven't heard of that. I haven't got Apple TV.
Well, actually, do you guys have Apple TV Plus there
Yeah.
yet?
Oh,
You
well,
do?
we have Apple TV. I don't know if we have Plus.
It might not. That might not be in England yet. I'm not sure, but anyway, they have. This is an old Steven Spielberg series, like anthology that they kind of rebooted and made new episodes for. So they're about an hour long, but they're standalone. I saw one.
Right.
And the first one was nice. It was nice. It was touching. It was. It felt like a mini movie. It was well done. But I don't know why I just haven't gone back to it. But I intend to. It's good stuff. So that's one that I need to put back in rotation, so I recall it. And there's that new Snowpiercer TV show. I liked that movie, but
I need to watch that because that movie really surprised me. Yeah,
the movie's
that was
good. I don't know what they're gonna do with a TV show, but
no, but I would definitely watch it.
Yeah, Amazing Stories was originally a magazine, and they made a TV show.
Oh, cool.
Got it. Yeah. So there you go, folks.
Look that up. See.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know it's on Apple TV Plus, but I don't know if you guys have it over there. Nobody said anything in the comments who would know from England. So, anyway, but we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, folks. You got about an hour of us talking.
Oh, that's time already.
Ultimately about very little, really. But, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a couple of questions and us basically just rambling. And if you feel let down by my rambling, I want you to let me know. If I didn't ramble enough, if you thought my rambling was not focused to your liking, these things are important. All right, any last words for you, Luke? That makes it sound like I'm about to kill you.
No, if you if you want to look at my stuff, I do a lot of painting miniatures, and you can find me on Instagram as Standard Tabletop. And also, I was going to start my YouTube channel tonight before I realised I hadn't clicked a button, which I had to wait 24 hours. But from tomorrow onwards, my YouTube channel Standard Tabletop will begin.
That's cool.
Painting miniatures, hobby side of the stuff.
What? That's awesome, dude.
Come and have a look.
I will do that, and everybody else should too. Yeah, go check out Luke, guys. He's great. He's one of the best guys in this hobby. I really think so.
Yes, I am.
And humble. He's one of the most humble people in the hobby as well.
It was quite a downplayed description, but accurate nonetheless.
I think him and Dan Hughes are two of the most humble dudes that you can really come across in England or the world.
Narcissists to a fault.
All right, everybody, we're out of here. Have a good night.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.